welcome to Foxfire Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing Sagittarius for the month of March. I do apologize for being away on hiatus. I had to take a little bit of spiritual healing, working on energy, things like that. So I do apologize for not being around. I think the very last recording I did was the forecast for January through 2021. And so far, it's pretty much right on. I gotta say, I had to go back and watch it, and I was kind of impressed. I mean, a lot of it's kind of like the logical stuff, but I called it on Trump, and I definitely called it on the vaccine paper thing, and I don't know, there's a lot of weird stuff happening. But then again, it's all like, relative. I mean, it's just coincidental if you think of it that way, because it's just like, I mean, anybody could have thought that up, based on what's happening around us in the world. So, but it's kind of fun. The planetary shifts, though, that's serious. Okay, there's a lot of like squaring off. We have Mars in retrograde at one point. We're going to be in Jupiter and Saturn and, Pluto and Uranus. And I mean, it's just the planets are everywhere right now. And until around the middle of March, this energy of ebb and flow going back and forth, conflict, compromise with oneself even. It's a little bit of chaos, but it will come to slow down in the middle of March. And again, this was a good time to work out, what doesn't serve you. For example, I quit smoking. I quit for a year and a half before, and then I started up again, unfortunately, and then I quit again. So now it's been a month and a little bit. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And this irritable time, planetarily for me, where I'm an air sign, it worked in my favor. So I feel like going into, the fire sign with you, Sagittarius, it might be a good time for you soon to sort of work on yourself as well. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the deck, give it a little cut, and then I'm going to shuffle them up a little bit here. Cards are so used and bent. I just do it like this. You can get them. Hope this. I think some days I feel like they're gonna break. Okay, let's go. Sagittarius. I feel they're going to pop out for you. I just have this feeling. All right. Okay, so for some of you, I feel like you haven't been doing enough work. There's been some celebration going on and some ignoring of emotion. I feel like you're denying some healing that needs to take place. Yeah, I feel like you don't think you're being the fool right now. You're taking cautious steps. You're very self-aware of what's happening. You're in that position of being very cautious every step you take. You're not being, playful, or you're not like giving it into the divine or being trusting in the universe that things are going to work out. Whew, just 1 second. Okay, 3 of them jumped right out at me onto the floor. I had to grab that. Last card, please. Thank you. All right, so the overall reading of the cards are rolled in the reverse. Unfinished business, ladies and gents. But that doesn't surprise you, does it, Sagittarius? Okay. Lessons constantly being learned here. All right. Cups and swords. Cups and swords and pentacles. All right. So you have the 7 of Cups in the reverse, the 3 of Cups in the upright position, the 8 of Coins or Pentacles in the reverse position, the Fool in the reverse position, the 5 of Swords in the reverse position, the 4 of Swords in the upright, the Four of Pentacles in the upright, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Nine Pentacles in the upright, and the World in the reverse. So let's go ahead and get our cards out. That's that one. Okay, that's that. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Do we have any wands at all? Nope. All right. No wands. Bye-bye. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Three of Cups. All right, and we have the Eight. Did I say the Eight? Yep. Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. And then swords. We have the Five of Swords. The Four of Swords. And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go. So again, I gave you my overall intuitive reading. Presently, you're being cautious. You're watching your step. You're dealing with nostalgic feelings, and you're dealing with feelings of you feel like you're doing all the work in life, and you're also taking on a rest. You're being in a restful position right now. I feel like you're taking a pause from life with the Four of Swords. I feel like you're also trying to hold on to your money right now because you want to be pleasantly flush when you come out of this situation, and you don't feel very lucky. All right, so that's my overall reading here. You want options, you want to be happy and have that, well, one storyline is saying that you're not paying attention to your options. You don't want any options. You just want to celebrate and have fun and be single, and but you're not working hard at your finances. So it's kind of like you're not really going anywhere, right? And another storyline is that you do have option, or you want to have options. You do want that celebration, and you want to be successful. So there's kind of two things going on here. So let's just go ahead and read what is happening. With what the book says, okay? So in the reverse, we have the Seven of Cups. Let's start there. All right. So the Seven of Cups talks about so clarity, sobriety, poor choices, lack of choice, opportunities, options. Okay, again, like I said, lack of options. Okay, lack of spiritual growth. You feel trapped. You're in a reality check, and a lot of you feel like you've had some missed opportunities here, okay, because of COVID and pandemic situations, all right? We have the Three of Cups, and that talks about a reunion, celebration, socializing gatherings. You want to be indulging. You're looking for happiness. I even see an engagement or a wedding or some kind that you're going to be attending or going to. And also some happy times ahead. So I feel like that's one of your major desires, is just to be happy right now, Sagittarius, okay? And then Eight of Pentacles is there as well, which talks about, which is in the reverse, and that talks about having a boring job, okay? Lack of concentration or ambition, no focus, poor quality of work. Maybe you've got a bad reputation, or you're working with somebody who has a bad reputation. Just kind of feeling mediocre. Financial insecurities are definitely there. But you're underqualified and maybe a workaholic, very materialistic, but a lot of you, I feel like, might be in a dead-end career here, and you're looking for choices, okay? So just keep that in mind. So a lot of you are feeling like you want a new job, maybe become self-employed. You're really concentrating on dedicating yourself to achieving these goals. Okay, but you got to get the qualifications. Okay, you can't be going around partying and not really paying attention to what's being offered to you if that's what you're looking for. So again, just keep that in mind for those of you that resonates with. In the present position, we have the Fool, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Of course, the Five is and the Fool are in the reverse position. So we have the Fool card, which is right here. Obviously, it just means, recklessness, carelessness, negligence, stupidity, distraction, irritability, lack of fun, hope, or faith. So again, you're looking for freedom, you want adventure and travel, you want to be careless, and you're being very cautious every step you're making. But in the realization of looking for those new beginnings and being wanting that carefree life, it's carelessness in any direction. The Fool is carelessness in any direction. It's just that in one direction it can be for the good, and in the other direction it can be for the bad. So I feel like right now it's not serving you being careless. So let's just look at that, all right? The Five of Swords is there as well, and that talks about what did I say? Yeah, okay. So the Five of Swords in the reverse is there, and it talks about, a lot of you right now are trying to move on by compromising and finding some kind of peaceful resolution to whatever this situation you're in, okay? You're ending conflict, all right? There's major sacrifice being made here, and you're relentless, Sagittarius. But be careful, because a card in this position talks about revenge, uncovering crime, regret may be happening, and and then you're surrendering to this negativity in some cases. So just be very careful of this, to communicate these feelings with your loved ones around you, okay? Because right beside this, the Four of Swords, and that's in the restful position. And we look at the Four of Swords, it talks about like retreating, going within, taking that time out. Okay, and it says, you are dealing with some fears of anxiety, stress. You're feeling overwhelmed by this situation that you're in. Okay, and you're in a mental overload because you're being so cautious, and you're needing that solitude, relaxation. So it's time to take that rest, to become, just find that sanctuary and become, one with yourself, and just meditate maybe, and regroup yourself, right? There's a lot of introspection happening. I feel like you're going within, you're going internal, you're trying to figure out what's going on with yourself. And you're also protecting yourself. I do see that perhaps some counseling would be good for some of you that are feeling this way. It doesn't hurt to talk to a therapist or perhaps a close friend about the feelings that you're struggling with right now in your life. I feel like, you're stuck in your job. Here's one storyline I'm getting. You're stuck in your job. You're trying to be cautious, but you're kind of being careless at the same time. You are surrounding yourself with feelings of anxiety and depression, but yet you're trying to find the time to meditate them away. And at the same time, you're also dealing with the fact that, you are trying to move on and find a peaceful resolution through all of this, right? You've uncovered something dark and you're trying to work through it. And I gotta tell you, like, good for you. Good for you to be on the ball with that, really, because it's hard to face those types of things in life, okay? Especially when you have the Seven of Cups in the reverse, like looking for some clarity and trying to find those poor choices that you made. Like, I really think you're really self-reflecting a lot right now, Sagittarius, and trying to figure out where you went wrong. And sometimes there's no wrong, right? It just happened, and everything happens for a reason. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, but where you're going depends on what it is you release, okay? All right. So we have the Four of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune card and the Nine of Pentacles. So that's your universal energy. And the Four of Pentacles talks about, again, a little bit of greediness happening there. holding on to maybe possessions a little bit too tightly, or even people, feelings, relationships, memories. Maybe you're just feeling a little bit too nostalgic, holding on to things that don't serve you, that don't belong to you anymore, maybe. Um, but there's deep-seated past issues going on that the universe wants you to really focus on, okay, and gain control over. Now, I know that there's some stinginess going on as well, like with greedy factor with the money, because maybe your finances aren't that great right now, which is fine, okay. Because in all realities, that universe is saying it's stable. Your finances are stable. So by you saving your money, and keeping your purse tight, has made you able to be stable. So it's not a bad thing. So don't think poorly of yourself, okay? Maybe you can be more fortunate with your money once you get back into maybe that new job, or going back to school, or whatever the case may be. Because you have the Wheel of Fortune card here, and when it talks about in the reverse, you're feeling bad luck, and you're feeling everything's been upheaved, and there's all this disorder taking place around you. There's this lack of control and disruption, and this unwelcomed change that's come into your life, and the setbacks and delays that you're feeling, right? But then you have to remember that that's only temporary. That the Nine of Pentacles is right beside the lady saying, hey, there's a freedom coming. There's a beautiful freedom coming that you can control the narrative of, right? And, your destiny is that change happens. Karma happens. Even though it's unwanted, it's something that has to take place, right? So these are the cycles in life that you have to, really pay attention to. This upheaval, this chance of fortune, is definitely in your house, because it's part of all that's happening has happened for a reason. So this is you coming into this place where you're like, okay, I understand all these feelings, but I want to turn it around. I feel like that's what's happening with a lot of you. You're really wanting to turn this around for the greater good, which is fantastic, okay? And then again, with the Nine of Pentacles sitting there, like, come on, right? I mean, it's just lovely. It's profit, right? Success, profit, wealth, thriving business. So whatever you decide to do, it's going to be good. You're going to have the freedom again. See, you'll have the wisdom, maturity, the elegance to indulge. Be a bit more self-reliant. Independent. Okay, some of you might be going through menopause. Some of you might be, going through some reproductive issues. So again, I feel like that's part of somebody's storyline here. But remember that the World card is the overall energy, which is unfinished business. All right. Because the World card in that position talks about lack of success, right? Stagnation, lack of achievement. Okay, you're feeling disappointed and burdened, and you have a lack of completion. So again, this whole energy is, you trying to come to terms with what happened in your life, all this change, all this setback, and trying to turn it around for yourself, and it's just not happening as fast as you'd like it to. So I really want you to concentrate on knowing that the center of this reading is the Five of Swords in reverse, which talks about perseverance, okay, and success, and it's going to turn out just fine, okay? You have the luck on your side. This is definitely divine intervention, okay? You're going to be fine. So I'm going to wrap this up with 18 minutes in, and I'm going to pull some cards, okay? So we're going to pull some of the karmic cards here. We'll see what our some messages are for our resonance. Okay, so we have discernment, which is the number 20, and it says the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So inner balance is the key. Look how beautiful that is. Yeah, it's the number 20, again the number 2. Okay, so let's see what else we got for you, Sagittarius. Okay, these are all my new fun cards. I love them. But I find it interesting because you're definitely working on your finances, your success, your inner workings. You're not really concentrating on relationships or people, and that's fantastic because usually that's the forefront, right? And right now you're just working on you, and that's really good. Okay. So it has invoking self-realization. It says each breath confirms how awake I already am. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. All right, so you say that 3 times. And let's see what our abundance cards are saying. Love and deepening. Love. Divine source is the divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. So you got to love yourself, Sagittarius. You got to come to terms, okay? And then the deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. Okay? So I hope that's helped you in some kind of a way, and I hope that it's resonated with you on some level, and that everything... Hey, what about... I'm going to pull one more card for you. Spirit animal. Let's see what happens. What's the spirit animal for Sagittarius for the month of March? To help guide her or him through their dreams. To believe in themselves, to get faith in the universe for the divine plan. That accepting that sometimes these things happen in life and that everything will just turn out the way it's supposed to. Oh. Okay. So the dog. Friend. Today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. So that's your spirit animal for the month of March. Okay? All right. And did I pull one of these for you? No. Okay, these are some nice little clarification cards from the universe. Just some affirmation here. Okay. See what it says. The universe doesn't even want me to see it. Look, see what it did? Okay. Spiritual alignment. Ugh. Puts my manifestation into motion. Look at that. Balance. What did I tell you? That balance card. Right? All right. So I hope that's helped you in some way, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me. Again, I do apologize for my little hiatus, but I am back. I am taking personal readings again. Again, it is by donation, sliding scale, which you can afford if, you know, I don't charge or anything really right now. So if you need some guidance, hit me down in the messages below, and subscribe, like my video. If it resonates with you, comment below. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, how the planet's affecting you right now. What is happening with this new moon in Virgo approaching? Have you felt out of place? You know, do you feel sort of like there's some anxiousness going on? You know, that sort of thing. So it'd be interesting to see what you feel. Yeah, so in the meantime, take good care. Thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again. Thanks. Bye now.